We're back on Eye on the Gators for our Coaches Roundtable with two new coaches. I'd like to introduce first Tim Walton. Tim is the fastest SEC coach to 600 wins, 4-time SEC Coach of the Year, and a 2-time national champion. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you, Becky.
And we have JC Deacon. He's our golf coach. In his second season here at UF, he led the Gators to 9 top 5 finishes and an NCAA berth. Welcome, JC.
Thanks, Becky.
So we're going to start with a question. First of all, what brought you here to Florida, and why have you stayed? And the second part is particularly interesting for you, Tim, I think.
Yeah, I think the reason I came to Florida was football. I love football, and being in a college town and having the opportunity to watch the success of the football team here at Florida, but the overall athletic department was really a huge draw for me. It was easy. You know, it was one of those, this was a dream job for me, and it was one that I stayed here because really I didn't envision myself being here as long as I've been here now, getting ready to start number 12.
Wow, 12.
12
that went
years,
by really fast.
Really fast. I think that the key, though, was that it just was, this is what I've built, and all the names and the faces and the people, I knew them all, and I've become accustomed to all their names, and it's been a lot of fun, to be honest with you. Why I stayed is because I love my job.
JC, talk about what brought you to Florida.
Well, I was an assistant coach at the time, so my dream after being an assistant coach for 4.5 years in Vegas was to be a head coach, and never did I dream I'd be a head coach at Florida for my first opportunity, but Jeremy saw something in me that I don't even think I saw in myself at the time, but he believed in me and called me, I'll never forget, June 14th, 2014, and said, "You're my new golf coach, and I believe in you, and just be yourself." And took his advice, and it's been an amazing, a little more than 2 years now.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yeah.
You even knew the date. I love it.
Yeah, I'll never forget it.
So let's talk a little bit about these coaches meetings, these head coaches meeting once a month. And, this is something I know you two know is really important to me, and I think it's really become very important to all the other head coaches here. So why do you feel like that's kind of gained momentum, and what do you think people take from those meetings? So Tim, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think when we first started those, the meetings, we hadn't won a national championship yet. We were around all the other national championship coaches who'd won a bunch. You've won one, and Roland has won some, and Mouse has won 1 million. To me, I think it's so impressive just how small of egos that every one of our coaches have. Just some of the ways in which we've all handled adversity and we've handled success. I think the sharing of that information, the sharing of knowledge, has really allowed me to become a better coach. And I feel like I'm actually inching my way closer to being a little bit better of a person. I've seen some improvements even in my family life at home where, I'm a little bit more patient. I've just learned from all the great coaches in that room. And I think all the great coaches in that room are so humble. It's an impressive thing to be a part of. It's been one of the biggest changes in my coaching career, and probably one of the biggest differences of why I've been able to feel like I really enjoy coming to work every single day because everybody just makes it easy.
Well, I think you touched on something really important, and that is that how it's changed even their personal lives as coaches, and how it's forced us all to grow in terms of our character and in terms of the things that we want to impart to our teams, but we're also imparting those things to our families. And I think that's just been something that's been really cool to watch.
Well, I think it helps us want to invest in you. When we're around each other, I want you to do well. I'm rooting for your team. I pay attention to the players in your team, how many goals you score, how many shutouts you get, where your steps are, advance into to the Elite Eight. All those things, by having that collaboration, I think it really gets me more invested into everything that everybody's doing. It makes me, not just emails, but it makes me feel a part and almost feel like I'm out there with you guys. It really makes me feel, really, really fun to me.
Yeah, and I think there's been you guys have done an amazing job creating a huge amount of trust. And I don't usually open up like I can in those meetings, but I don't think, everyone's just free to be themselves. There's been no judgment. And, it's been kind of a relief to be able to go in there and share these things as a young coach for me with you guys and have you come back with constructive criticism instead of, someone looking at me, why is he doing that way? Everyone's trying to help, and that the trust has been amazing in that room.